the most isn't always in the front. So hit that west side and we'll give you what you want. A nice black guy that'll go at all them lumps. And I try to stay quiet if it ain't involving us. She asked me where I came from, I told her where you headed. Back to LA, I said, baby.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Young Simba Z back at it again with another video. So today is a different style type of video. So this year I wanted to do a little mini docu-series on me, my life personally, and like just going up to like where I am right now with basketball and everything. The point of the videos is just to keep showing encouragement, keep fighting for what you believe in, and never give up and never stop or settle. Okay, now let's get started. So beginning my story, I was born on June 10th, 1998. I was born in Aurora, Illinois. So if you guys don't know where that's at, it's a little part off the northwest suburbs, and that's where I was born at, and that's where my story began. I was born to my mom, of course. Her name's Misha Blackwell, and that lady has just done so many wonderful things for me, but she's the reason I am the way I am to this day. So now the origin story. So how I got started with basketball is I was actually born 4 days before the Chicago Bulls of the 98, the Last Stand series, when they won the championship. So it was just a blessing to just have witnessed my first champion and the first player that I ever looked up to and idolized and always had courage for and just wanted to be like. Of course, everybody's favorite player, number 23, Michael Jordan. So going into that, that's when I really started to really fall in love with the game and just started to really appreciate who Michael Jordan was as a person, how his hard work and ethic led him to who he was as a player. Like, first he started off in North Carolina. Nobody really knew of him until he hit that first big shot against Georgetown back in the day in 1982. And then after that, from then on there, his story was like etched in history. He just went on. He had a bunch of great stories, a bunch of great storytellers. If y'all just saw The Last Dance that came out on Netflix, great story of how his life was and how he really came from nothing. He really made a name for himself, and he never let nobody stop him or do anything to just diminish him. So now that's my little mini tangent on Michael Jordan. Now for my love for the game, it all started with the Chicago Bulls back in the day. They used to call them the Baby Bulls, not like them now, but Baby Bulls, because it started with Tyson Chandler and Eddie Curry. They were the first two players that I ever recognized or looked at, and I thought they were really cool because they were different. They both came out of high school to the NBA. Now, that's something that it's not really done nowadays. It's a rule. You got to go 1 year of college, or you have to go to the G League before. But back in the day, I thought that was the coolest thing. Like, these two high schoolers really changed the game for me personally. Is they went through high school and then went to the NBA. I thought that was like the coolest thing in the world as a child, and that really struck my love for the Bulls, and that's why I really started to follow them. Of course, there's really two tall dudes, Eddie Curry and Tyson Chandler. Love Tyson Chandler. That was my favorite player at the time, and that's where my love really started, was from then on there with Scott Skiles as the coach and Lou Aldang and Ben Gordon. And that's where I want to get into next, where this is where my love for the game really started to grow, is just watching them, like watching how hard they work. Like, I feel like the Bulls in like 2005, 2006, very underappreciated team, but they always worked hard to get where they wanted to get to and just fight for what they believed in. Like, we have players like Ben Gordon, Kirk Heinrich, Andre Snowshioni, like those type of guys. A lot of you guys like probably like, who are these guys? But this was my team. Like, that's when I really found my love for it, like how hard they work and the ethic, and like just cheering on the team from Chicago from back in the day. It was really special to me at the time. And this is where I get into the next topic of my first official favorite player, the one I can put name to face of why I really like the Chicago Bulls from back in the day. So his name is Ben Gordon. He was just basically like, he was my version of a baby Michael Jordan, like just really athletic, can shoot really well, especially from the 3-point line. He was always working hard, always like was just, he's like today's version of a Stephen Curry, but he didn't shoot as much as him, but he had really good range, a really good form, and a hard working ethic like Kobe. Like, every time when he played against the big hitters, you know, Ben Gordon was in it for the long haul. Always had a great game. Like, shout out to BG, one of my favorite players, and like one of the players that really etched my game into like who I am today. And then now let's fast forward to middle school. So middle school is like when I first officially tried out for my first basketball team. And of course I was nervous and things like that. It's your first team you try out for. This was back at Jackson Middle School, and this is when I really wanted to figure out who I was as a player, if this was really for me and things like that. And I'm telling you, boy, when I hit that court for tryout, I'm telling you, that was the best day of my life. Like, I was doing everything I could. I was scoring, rebounding, steals. I love defense. And after that, like, the season went on from then on there, and I just had a great season. But that's all for today, guys. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Stay tuned. I'm Young Simba Z. I'm out. Peace.
They say it's lonely at the top, and whatever you do, you always gotta watch all the people around you. Nobody's invincible. No plan.